Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is to you, Paradigm Shifters. We're so grateful for that you've made it for our second week in March on the topic of play. Play? What do you mean play? So much suffering's going on at play. And I'm like, yes, we are going to take a break and put some this play energy into the entire universe today. So Paradigm Shifters is a global community dedicated to shift and uplift the planet. And the reason I know that is because Dawn sent me this little, I don't know if you can see it, this little bracelet, and it said shift. So I wore this today because when I woke up, I wasn't in a shifting mood. I wanted to stay grouchy. Then I looked down and shift button, pinwheel, but I just wanted to, and we are right now, as of this morning, 1,368 members strong from over 20 countries around the globe. And we're living our mission of shifting and uplifting. So let's take a deep breath in because it all starts with a breath. And let's exhale to a laugh today. There you go, Dawn. There's that laugh, the Wisconsin laugh. And I wanted to introduce our speaker today, Dawn, and I'm going to say Dawn Godowitz.
Godowitz, that's my maiden name. Yeah, Zehren is the name I chose when I got married. But when you see me on Facebook, it's got both the maiden and Godowitz is kind of like got the wits.
Got the wits! I love it. So that's why I see you as Dawn got the wits. To be silly, to be funny, to whatever. And Dawn and I are co-authors in this book, Short, Sweet, and Sacred. And I wanted to read Dawn's bio to introduce her from the book. Is that okay with you guys? Okay. This is, excuse me here. Okay. So Dawn is a speaker, coach, strategist, and overall instigator. For more than 20 years, Dawn has helped individual and company clients get clear about what they genuinely want, and then has provided the structured support for them to create it. Their results range from homes to happiness, from self-confidence to sales and success. Dawn's motto is, together we go further, faster. I'll say that 10 times in a row, right? Now, Dawn's passions include, I love this word, percolating ideas, like a coffee pot. And your passion is laughing out loud, right? Very loud.
Yeah.
Creating concepts and crafts and bursting into song, sharing stories and meals, and celebrating others. Dawn comes to us today from beautiful Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. I know where that is. Where she lives with her husband, Nick, and their four-legged boy, Jack. So before we start, I just wanted to say, yesterday I went out to my mailbox and Dawn sent me a packet of fun stuff. And in it was this button. Tell me something good. I just want to tell you, Dawn, what happened when I put this on today. I went down to the grocery store and I had my button on, and I just wanted to see if it worked.
It works.
It worked. I went through the line, and the cashier, she goes, tell me something good. She goes, and she was really seriously thinking about it. And she goes, oh, I know what was good. Yesterday I cleared all the pots of my plants, all the dead stuff up, and I'm getting ready to plant the seeds. And then she went on to tell me about the patio she's going to create and the thing. And then she goes, oh, yeah, and then this other good thing. I didn't say a word. She just read the button. And then the other person in the store said, Miss, did you get the stamps you came in here for? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. No, I didn't. And then I said, thank you, thank you, thank you for telling me, for reminding me what I came in here for. So, two goods. And that was just in the last hour. So, Dawn, I'm going to have you take it away. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I'll tell you what, your story in the book cracked me up. But I'm just going to turn this whole party over to you and bring us some good from Wisconsin.
Well, first, Judy, thank you so much. What a pleasure to be here. And it's been so fun to prepare for because I didn't know who I would be with, but I knew I'd be loving all of you, right? My friend Lisa's here. And now there's these other friends that I'm seeing, and some I've seen in the past. And who knows who else is going to see this. But to prepare to share good, because that's what we do and we love. Judy, really, congratulations with what you've created with Paradigm Shifters. And congratulations to each of you who choose to be part of that vibration yourself and bring that to your world the way you do individually. Nice job. Good work. We need more of it. Keep going. Oh, thank you. So yeah, this silly little button, tell me something good. I was introduced to this button in a work environment more than 10 years ago. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Her name is Terry Morler, and she's an exceptional realtor in California. Terry brought this because she is someone who shares her good. She brought this to a place of learning, a conference that we were attending, and she talked about it. And I thought, I love this idea. I love this idea. She gave us some tips, and I have taken and moved things with it myself. Over the years, I have given out thousands, literally thousands of these buttons. I order them in 500 batches, and I will wear them out and about. And the oddest things will happen when you wear them. Now, I'm telling you about this because I believe in the power of play. Our ability to be silly is not to be underestimated. It is a superpower. Our ability to laugh is one of the greatest gifts we give our bodies. Our ability to connect with each other through humor and playtime. Oh, it is some of the richest elements of being alive. And I have a couple of beliefs. You'll know if you want to continue listening or not, if these beliefs match with you. My big belief is, while you are here, you will have all sorts of opportunities for experiences, and there'll be a multitude of people that you'll get to interact with. And some of them you're going to really like, and some of them you're going to love. But I promise you this, you yourself are the only one you will spend your entire life with. So make that a great relationship. Make it the best relationship. I do not believe we are here to suffer. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's optional. Suffering is optional. It is our relationship with what goes on around us that causes us suffering. Judy and I were talking, and yep, there's suffering that's going on in the world, and there's suffering that's going on in individual lives. Absolutely. And our ability to play and recreate, that's what the word recreation is, to recreate, is our ability to bring up to a better vibration, to a different frequency, to a match of something more of what we desire rather than what we feel stuck with or is imposed upon us or is looming. Looming, what an awful word. Unless you're weaving, then it's different. So the button, oh my goodness. I started wearing the button years ago, and it was summer, and I am in my car. I am parked in a grocery store parking lot, not in the grocery store, in a grocery store parking lot. My car was my office, my mobile office. and the windows are down because it's summer. And all of a sudden, there is a stranger talking to me through the passenger window. And it started out like this: "Oh, your glasses look really great on your face." And I thought, "Oh, stranger talking to me. Oh, the button. I'm wearing the button. Okay, that's right. I'm wearing the button." They said, "Well, thank you. That's very kind. But would you tell me something that's good for you? What is good in your world?" So this button, sometimes, like Judy had, people will take it as all right, what's good in my world? What's good? And you heard about the cashier who she set to thinking. She literally shifted her paradigm in the moment, because our paradigms are nothing more or less than our operating systems. And some of them are great, and some of them, well, we could use a little fine tuning. And that's what that shift is, a little fine tuning. Another time I was wearing the button in a department store shoe sale. Now, right now I'm looking at beautiful ladies on the screen, men or women. If there's a sale and you've got to wait for someone to get you your goods, there can be a bit of competition in the air. There's not enough people helping. And there's this really tall gentleman, and he has these women just demanding, "I need this in a size 8 and this in a size 9." And he's being called upon by all sorts of people. And he caught the button out of his eye as he glanced by, and he said, and he stopped. Now he's tall and he's got stacks of shoes boxed in both hands. And he just stopped. And he looked up. Notice that when you change your gaze, you are looking within your recall. You are looking in your creativity. You are looking in your past. You're looking in your great memory and your access to the infinite. So he looks up and he said, "Oh, my wife is what's good in my life. She's the most amazing woman I know, and she chooses to be with me." Well, not only was he shifted, all these women who had been, "Get me my shoes, get me my shoes," all went, "Oh." Everybody was shifted. I tell you these stories to reinforce the value of the power of play and how simple it is. We can change how we're feeling at any moment. And if you got a few triggers, it can help you out. So would it be okay with you guys if I gave you some things that are probably already around your house and in your life that you could have even more fun with?
Heck
Ooh,
yeah. I love it. In
good.
fact, you sent a whole packet of them.
I
I
did.
love it. You sent a prosperity pack. You sent, so anyway, go ahead. I haven't even hardly touched it except for the pen. Yeah, go ahead. You've got so many. They're
Oh,
right there. Yeah, go
all right.
ahead.
So you don't have to have a button. And if you want a button, we can figure out how to get you a button. That's easy enough. But there's things in your home or easily accessible that you can have around you as triggers for playtime. And in fact, let's take the most obvious. Every morning we don our apparel. I never get to use that word that way. So we don our apparel. I have some really fun shoes. Like I have sneakers that are sparkly red. I have high top sneakers that have Wonder Woman on them. They're not worn every day, but I tell you what, when she's on my feet, I have a different giddy up in my step, right? When you do your hair, if you choose to alter your face through makeup, that's play. If you are someone who wears makeup, you are literally painting. Recognize you are creating your view of yourself for the world to see. If you adorn yourself with jewelry, the shift token that I gave Judy, that's from an old typewriter key.
Are you kidding me?
It's an old typewriter key. I have one that I wear as a pendant also.
Let me
and they
just
say
show
shift.
everybody again. This is,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, an old typewriter key.
So if you guys find something like that, I gotta tell you, I have a niece who's almost 22, and I'm wearing my shift button at one point as a pendant. She said, I gotta tell you, Auntie Dawn, I looked at your button and I did not read the word shift. There was an omission of an F in her interpretation. It's just something silly. I'm wearing earrings today that were a gift from a friend. When I put them on, I'm playing. I am called back to my time with her. I'm wearing a pendant that I bought for myself on a trip. And when I wear it, I am called back to that. You have these things around you. I am so Judy has mentioned Wisconsin a couple of times. I am a proud resident of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Wauwatosa is an Indian word. It means firefly. And we are part of Milwaukee, another great Indian word. And so far as I know, because I've not been to every airport on the planet, but so far as I know, the Milwaukee airport is the only one with a recombobulation area. Now, you probably heard the word discombobulate, right? You might have even said it to yourself. I feel discombobulated. Recombobulate? Have fun with words. So this is my t-shirt from the Milwaukee airport, and it says verb to cause to think clearly again, to reorient, to put back in working order. See, the recombobulation areas where you repack your stuff after TSA had you unpack all your stuff. That's
Oh, I didn't know that.
and the fourth one says the recombobulation area to get your belongings back in place after TSA at General Mitchell International Airport, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There are invitations for you to play everywhere, everywhere. And the more you notice them, the more you'll find them. And the more you share them, it's kind of like yeast in bread. It just expands and expands and expands. So here are some other things you can do for play in your world with what you've got. Now, if you guys have been hanging out with Judy, I know you've been hearing about breath. And many of you are coaches, and we all work with breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. This is good. This is calming. It shifts us to create, rest, digest, create. That's part of living. It's why we're here. So we've been using language like blow out, like it's a long, slow straw. Yeah, okay. I don't really ever picture me blowing out through a long, slow straw, but I'll tell you what, I blow bubbles all the time. I blow bubbles all the time.
Show me that again. Show again. Show again. Let's take a deep breath in, and everybody put up their bubble on. Go ahead. And then let's take a deep breath in and blow it out. Wow. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have been blowing bubbles actively my whole life. I didn't give it up after childhood. In fact, when I was old enough, or maybe not yet old enough, to be going to bars to hang out with friends, I would blow bubbles in bars. Later, as a salesperson, actually a really high integrity profession, and I say that with seriousness, my work in the world is to help people get clear about their dreams and create them through buying a house or selling a house or both. Other people call it being a realtor. And I did that for over 20 years. And it's an important position because you help people with exactly what I said. They're creating their future. And there's some things that can go wrong. Ladies, would you give me a big old bobblehead? Yes, if you've got some things that could go wrong in whatever you do for a living. Oh, yeah, right. It's part of why you are employed. Whatever you do, it helps someone. That's being of service. So if there's no challenge, there's no reason to be employed. Well, there's plenty of challenges in real estate, and people would call with their frustration. Could be a client, could be a colleague in the process. It could be a lender or a title person. And I would sit in my very professional real estate office and listen on the phone and ooh, blow bubbles. Silently, quietly, they would not hear me. What was the benefit? I didn't know then that I was literally breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth and causing all this expansion to happen rather than constriction. And it's really hard to be angry or upset or buy into anyone's limiting story when you are blowing bubbles, including your own. Right? So if you find yourself constricted and upset, go blow some bubbles, man. You can get them in every size. You can get them from weddings. I asked my husband, we've got bubbles up the wazoo at our house. We have a dog. We will go and take a large bubble wand and blow bubbles outside, and he will chase them. My neighbor teaches very, very young children. And she and her young kids came over to play with my dog and us and the bubbles. And I said, I've been finding out over the years about the great benefit of breathing in and breathing out like this and what it does. And she says, oh, yeah, it's why we have young children blow bubbles. When they get upset, when it gets to be too much, when they just, it's not just young kids, but they can get away with having a tantrum in the middle of Target and they might usher us out very differently, right? So they have children blow bubbles for that very reason. Yeah. So pinwheels, bubbles, use that breath. You've got these things available to you. Has anyone written anything down today at all?
Well, you know what? What we're going to do is, let's take a deep breath in here. And then what we're going to do is close the recording down and then open it all up for some Q&A. And for those of you who are listening to the recording, we're going to put Dawn's information in there. And so, but before we close out the recording part, I would like to, as what we traditionally do for our people who are taking the time to come and give us some tools and gifts, we want to take time and ask you, Dawn, what would you love to have us hold for you in your life? What would you like to have us hold for you? And we're going to put a blessing on you.
Thank you.
What would you love? Anything at all?
I am so happy and grateful to receive the power of this blessing. Thank you in advance, for I know there is power in it. So here's something I am creating, and thank you for holding it clearly with me. Within 2 or 3 years' time, I will be live on stage at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. There will be 2,632 people present, because that's how many butts, no, 2362. 2362, that's how many butts fit in the Ryman Auditorium. That's a full house. 10 to 20% of the people there will be people that I have there as my guests from the Nashville community and some of the people who are extremely dear to me. And everyone else will be there because they chose deliberately. And we're going to rock the house. And we're going to talk about play, and we're going to talk about a full life. And there's a song that will have already been out and a national and international bestseller by that point. And we're going to make a great ruckus to make the world an even better place.
Whoa. I'm down. All right, everyone, let's put some energy out there. Shooting it way up to Wisconsin or wherever we're from. And we say with a deep breath in, and so it is. Whew. There you go. Receive, receive. Wow.
Thank you.
Yes, and I can't wait to be one of those butts to fill the seats. So thank you so much, Dawn, for coming on. And we see this spreading, the joy and the love. Love. Play is love all over the planet. Thank you so much for coming in here.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for being present. And thank you for the people who are seeing it after. And go share more play.
Amen. Go blow bubbles.